jest i czeka. Jeżeli Państwa kajeciki jeszcze nie są pełne, na taśmach zostało trochę miejsca, na pendrive'ach i różnych innych, jak najbardziej należy inwigilować gości, ponieważ wiadomo, że tutaj mogą powiedzieć to, co mają poukładane. Należy ich doprowadzić do takiego stanu przed mikrofonem, że zaczną się denerwować, nie będą myśleli, co mówią, będą próbowali powiedzieć cokolwiek i wtedy będzie się miało ekskluzywy na swoje media.
Personally saw him cut down 20 men in the blink of an eye.
Can't rightly say I ever saw his sword. Blade moves so fast.
I thought that beast would tear him to bits when it came out of the clouds.
Delayed don't mean denied. Hangman will do that tomorrow.
The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings. Non-linear story, non-linear tactics.
Let me tell you how Geralt escaped from prison. Surrounded by foes, guarded like a young princess's chastity, it looked like the Witcher was in there for good. But Geralt found a way.
Guard! Why are you hollering? Do that again and we'll shut you up.
Damn torches. Can't sneak out in this light.
Come on, mate. Please let me out. If you don't, I'll holler. Draw half the garrison here.
Guards! Where the hell is everyone? Guards! Over here! Prisoner escaping! So, where's his prisoner, huh? Mind playing tricks again?
Had enough of this dungeon. I should ask the sergeant about a transfer. I'll say, Sergeant, I'd like surface duty.
Stop! I was raised to love the truth, and I refuse to sit here and listen to this hogwash. Turn me into a frog if you must, but I'll tell it like it was. On escaping from his cell, the Witcher went down into the old dungeon. Now,
You'll regret this.
I'm just following orders, Milady.
Who issued them?
What's more important is what they require of me.
And what's that?
One little signature confirming that Voltest did not sire your little bastard.
Then who by the gods did?
You'll learn that as soon as the scribe finishes preparing the scroll.
Unnecessary toil. I shall sign nothing. I am grateful to you for freeing me. Now allow me to cover myself.
That bit with the breasts was lovely. Almost a shame I have to debunk it. So the Witcher actually freed Arian. They were headed towards the exit, but they must have been separated along the way.
No, Wattress. I think I know why folk are so eager to burn witches at the stake.
Really?
Good evening. Good evening. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really happy to show you a lot of great news about The Witcher 2 today.
Wieczór,
I
panie
don't know how
panowie, mam
much
dla
of
was
that you already have
naprawdę
heard
mnóstwo
or have seen,
świetnych informacji
but this
dotyczących
is it.
Wiedźmia
For
2.
the next like half an hour, everything that you might have been speculating about will go live. So, and will go official, will go public, so there won't be any more controversy and doubts. And I'm going to tell you actually a lot of things today, starting with how The Witcher will look like when it will appear
Mam
on
dla was do
shelves.
przekazania dzisiaj naprawdę
And then
sporo rzeczy. Przede
I will-
wszystkim to,
I'll
jak
have more
Wiedźmin będzie
surprises.
wyglądał.
Some of them will be more physical and some of them will be purely informational, but about that in a moment. First thing that you probably might already know
Tak
is
jak już
the
mogliście
release date
słyszeć,
of The Witcher 2.
data wydania
Assassins
Wiedźmina
of
2
Kings. It's gonna appear on shelves on May 17th,
to 17 maj
and
2020
it's going to
roku.
be the date that we already have fixed and have set with all the publishers and with all the distributors that we have worldwide. Which means it is
Oczywiście na całym
a
świecie jednocześnie.
confirmed release release date. And one more thing that you might have not known yet is
Jeszcze jedna rzecz, której jeszcze
that
nie
The
mogliście nie
Witcher
wiedzieć.
2 will
Wiedźmin 2
appear
na całym świecie
worldwide
pojawi się
at the same time.
w tym samym
And
czasie
it will appear in 11 languages.
w 11
5
językach.
of them will be fully localized, and the
5 z
rest
nich
of
będzie w
them
pełni
will be
zlokalizowane,
text
a
only.
6
But the
to
main
będą
idea and
lokalizacje
the
kinowe.
main goal for us was to make sure that everybody will be able to play The Witcher 2 in at least a language that they know. That's why we've done
Przede wszystkim chcieliśmy, żeby każdy mógł
quite
zagrać
a job
w Wiedźmina 2 w tym języku, który zna.
of the game. Next thing is the idea that we have with the physical content that we put in a game. I could talk about it for hours, but actually
Teraz
I got
porozmawiamy
a hint that
o
we will
zawartości,
have the
która
game
znajdzie się w
itself
fizycznym
in here
wydaniu gry.
today, and that's why this is what I'm gonna do. Małgosia has brought a game for us, and I want to show you a live
Proszę, Małgosia
presentation
ma fizyczne
of the box and what's inside.
wydanie gry.
Of course, this
Pudełko,
is a
zobaczmy co jest w
collector's
środku w
edition
takim razie.
of The Witcher 2. We're going to talk about it in a few minutes, but I will start with you could call it a base version of the game, but it's not, actually. Let me grab it from inside of the collector's edition, because actually collector's edition contains
To jest wydanie kolekcjonerskie, ono w środku zawiera także normalną edycję, której nie chcemy tak nazywać, więc Tomek ją teraz stamtąd wyjmuje. Nazywa się edycja Premium. Tak wygląda. Chodzi o to, żeby dać graczom wyjątkową zawartość. Nawet tego, czego się teraz nie spodziewają, bo być może zapomnieli, że kiedyś gry były tak wydawane. Dajemy tę edycję premium jako edycję standardową.
This is the premium version of the game, which is the base version of the game. Starting off with a box,
To edycja
you get
premium,
3
która jest
cases
standardową
here.
edycją.
One of them, obviously, contains the game, and the game, of
Oczywiście
course,
mamy
is on a disc,
grę.
but it also contains a manual of the game. I have it somewhere in here. Let me put all of this stuff. There you go.
No trochę tego jest.
You already see what's in here. Let me just show you this live. The manual of the game
Instrukcja.
is 16 pages from what I remember, and this is really cool stuff. I told you that we're trying to invest into physical content to make sure that people remember and
Mówiłem,
know
że
that
chcemy
we are releasing the
zainwestować
games with a content
takie dodatki,
that pretty
które
much nobody does these days. This is a
gracze
physical
zapamiętają,
representation of
takie,
things,
których już
of
dziś nikt nie
thing that
robi.
actually is present in a game. This is a thing that will be in a game. It's a pamphlet.
To
Saying
jest
something bad
pamflet,
about some really important NPC
ulotka,
in the game.
która
I won't spoil it to
mówi
you now, but this is
coś
someone
złego
that
o
actually
jednym
helps
z
player
bohaterów,
play.
który
Normally
pojawia
see
się w
on their
bohaterze i
screen,
naprawdę
but this
będzie
time
pomagać
we
w
have also
grze.
a physical representation of the pamphlet.
Pojawia się w
And
grze,
a
a to
coin,
jest jej
a cursed
prawdziwa
coin. Again,
reprezentacja.
no spoilers. If you remember this salamandra staff
I mamy także
in Witcher
monetę.
1, there was a symbol
Jeśli
that
pamiętacie
recognized
bransoleta
some things.
salamandry, to
There's going to be a story behind this coin as
To
well,
jest coś
and
podobnego.
behind this pamphlet as well. Let me just tell you that only guys who buy the premium version of the game will get a physical content like that. Second thing is obviously a map of the game. Also, we'll
Mapa
have a
gry.
map of the game in a premium version of the game. Okay, we're closing this first box because we have way more to show you.
Zamykamy to pudełko, mamy
Next
jeszcze
thing that
dużo
we
więcej
find
do
in a
pokazania.
box is a second DVD case, and this one
Drugie pudełko DVD.
contains, well, obviously paper crafts, because we're really happy with you putting together these paper dolls and making them, and you will have a chance to
Jeśli
get
pamiętacie
actually two of them. In a premium version
prespaki
of
z
the game. The
Gamescomu,
first
gdzie
one
były
will be
papierowe
Geralt, the main
ludziki
character,
do
but the
złożenia,
cool
to
thing and the
będą
catch
także w
is
edycji
that
premium.
the second one you will be able to collect yourself, and it will be a random one. I don't know how many of them will be, maybe 5, maybe 10, but you probably, some of you, will want to collect all of them, maybe share with your friends, exchange and so on. It might be a monster, might be an NPC, but it's also,
Różne postacie znajdują się
also
w różnych pudełkach, więc można się na przykład nimi wymieniać.
Next thing is a guide. Yes, we are releasing a guide of the game. It's a 96
Przewodnik.
pages guide.
96
It's going to
stron.
be really thick. A lot of tactics, a lot of stuff connected with how to play The Witcher 2, how not to get lost in a game. We don't want you to do that.
Może
We definitely want you to make sure
opracowaniu
that you're
taktyki.
doing everything like you want it. And next thing, yeah, I pretty much mentioned all of it. And next thing is DLC. Each retailer that will be selling this version of the game will have his own unique version of DLC. It's not a DLC, it's not a big campaign. It's a different kind of DLC. It's a small DLC downloadable content that will differentiate different versions of the game sold worldwide. Some of them will be extra gear for Geralt. Some of them will be
Różni
extra
dystrybutorzy będą mieli różne dodatki DLC i te dodatki będą
example,
małe, jak na
details to
przykład
come.
finishery,
and the
czyli
price,
specjalne animacje
because important thing is that
i tak dalej, tak
it
żeby
looks
gra różniła
on
się na całym
par
świecie.
with a lot of collector's edition that you might have seen so far of the game, but the price is not. This is the regular price.
No i mamy cenę
for any game that you will be
49
purchasing
euro
these
w
days
Europie.
in any shop, and this is the premium version
50.
containing a lot more than any regular edition of the game contains. Next, we're moving on to the collector's edition.
Czas na
The idea
edycję
behind the
kolekcjonerską.
collector's edition of the game is to give you the richest, because actually this is already much, but we definitely want to go further. And we
Edycja
want to give
premium
you
to już
way
jest
more.
sporo, ale chcieliśmy pójść jeszcze dalej, dać wam jeszcze więcej. Oczywiście edycja kolekcjonerska zawiera edycję premium i 200-stronicowy artbook na papierze kredowym w twardej oprawie.
I mean, there was an art book in a collector